Hello world, I'm Rich, and it's Rich's World Beer Tour, part 3 of the SJPORR Challenge. Today we've got B3D 103 195. You know, I've never bottled into plastic. It's got a little give to it. Never done it before, so it'll be interesting to see how a beer travels. This is an American IPA, and the local ingredient is local artesian water from a well. So, not sure where this person's located, so it'd be interesting to hear a little bit more about the water. We've tried some things from a well here in the city, just runs continual, and we've taken water in the past. I didn't know a lot of difference in the taste. That's just me. This will be interesting to see how it comes. Let's see, 7.1% ABV, American IPA. Little hiss there coming off. Be interesting to see how this works. I've just never done that before. So didn't pour it all. There is, let me get the old specs on here. Little carbonation coming up. Very thin little film on top, as you can see. And some nice bubbles coming up. It is a murky brown, murky orangey brown. I don't know if the light in here really shows it. Beautiful day outside. I didn't want to film outside. It'd be all bleached out. It's just so sunny and bright. I hate when that happens, when you got a nice bright sunny day. This is just a murky brown. I can see bubbles coming up, quite a few, but it's not holding a big head at all. So that's what we're looking at. Let's get a nose on her here. I'm getting some sweet malt, some some malty sweetness, a little bit of, what is that? Kind of a nice, shouldn't have filled this quite so high. It's almost like, there's a fruit flavor, a sweet fruit along with the malt. And I can't quite pick out that malt character. Or that sweetness, what that fruit is. It almost reminds me of bubble gum or a juicy fruit gum, kind of that sweet, fruity gum. That's what I'm getting on that. Maybe as it gets a little down, I've been having all these right around 50 so degrees. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Very malt forward, very sweet. From I'm gonna dive in one more here. Very sweet. The malt. There is a bit of a citrusy hop finish. The hops are not huge on this. The more I talk is when I get the hops. There's a little citrus, just a bit of piney dryness at the end. It'd be interesting to see what hops were used. Almost an earthy taste, very earthy. The sweetness is what gets me. When you drink, you also inhale a little bit. And what this is reminding me of is when we're brewing, and I brew with my brother-in-law Pete, and as we're brewing, I love that smell. There's kind of a brown sugar and oatmeal sweetness in the air as you're boiling that wort. As we're pulling the sweetness out. And this almost reminds me of that. Very wort-like. And we always sample a little bit of the wort. That's what it reminds me of. And then I get that orangey, citrusy, that just a hint of pine on this. It's very clean. This is a very clean tasting beer. The only recommendation I'd have is pound some more hops into this thing, and maybe, and I don't know the age of this. This SJPORR challenge was all about timing, and if this one was too fresh, maybe that's why I'm getting all this sweetness. If it had to be brewed and it was aged a little bit, maybe this was a hoppy beer and it dropped off a little bit. It's very much like an English style IPA, which the ones I've had seem to be very much more sweeter, maltier than the American counterparts, and some of those can be, punchy in the face with the hops. This is a very clean, smooth beer. I would just take the hops up a notch or two. I'd like to know what hops you used. If you're watching this and you're the brewer, throw some notes down below. I'd love to hear what you were using. Very clean, very nice beer. I'm gonna go make some notes online and give it a grading, but very nice beer. The only thing, I just clean it up, just lighten it up a little bit, I guess. I'm used to an American IPA being a lot lighter and just very hop forward. Otherwise, for, the more I was gonna say English style, you know what? It's very malty, and I am getting, as it's warming, a little bit more alcohol. This is almost like an English barley wine. Is what I'm tasting. There's just that malty sweetness to it. As a barley wine, this isn't bad. Anyways, put it down. This is an American IPA with local artesian well water, B3D 103-195. Very nice, sweet, malty, lightly hopped IPA. I'm going to enjoy sipping this. I'm making some salsa today, so the spiciness of the salsa, this is going to play along real well. So, real nice beer. Anyways, thanks. There's what you're looking at. Thanks for sharing another beer with me. Cheers, world.